Hello everybody and welcome to the End of an Age Fading Remnants. I'll be going through the demo once again for you. I'll be talking this time over it, explaining the game and what I plan to do and what I want to do and what I have done. So it's just pretty much going to be the same as the last video without me talking, but I will actually be playing it while I'm talking now. So let's start with the game. Occasionally I'll be talking about what's going on screen, but most of the time I'll literally just be skipping through most of the stuff. Because obviously if you want to go back and read all that, then it's obviously in the other video. So the idea of my game is the End of an Age is hopefully going to be a trilogy. So Fading Remnants is the first part. And the main character in this one is Wilfred. And we're basically just following his story. The music's a bit loud, maybe I'll turn it down in a second. Actually, I'll wait till I turn it down. That'll be better. And this game is all about him, for a start off. And there's going to be a little crossover between him and the main character of the second game. And the idea is that in the third game, they're both linked together. So there's that, obviously, that side of things. In terms of battles, I won't really be putting too much effort into them or doing anything particularly exciting. We don't need to for these anyway. And what happens is, throughout the story in this game and in the second game, there'll actually be crossover points. So there'll be bits where the sort of like lining between the two worlds is a lot thinner. For key events, for big boss battles and such. And basically, party members from each other's team will sometimes come back over. So there'll be points where I think there's maybe one or two points where the main characters switch over. So they'll join your party for a short amount of time. In this game, people from the other game will switch over, and in the second game, people from this game will switch over. A bit complicated, but it makes sense in my head. And that way it gives an added dimension to sort of like tactics and stuff, because you got this extra party member which, well, in the first game you obviously know very little about the other one. So it's quite interesting in that, and then there'll be obviously dialogue between the two, and different things will be happening at different points. So in this game, it runs concurrently to the second game. So there'll be things going on which you'll hear about in this game, which don't actually take place until you play it in the second game. I suppose that is quite confusing. But so at certain points you'll realise what's going on in the other person's world. That's basically what I mean. So we'll put Ella in the party because I've got 2 summons with her. That's just quite a nice feature because I wanted to show off a little bit of the animation that I had done. So I've got 2 at the minute. They've not been amazingly well done. But this guy's like a rock minotaur, so he deals a lot of damage. And he's planning to be the first summon that they gain. And the idea is I'm also going to make Odin as a sort of playable boss. Playable boss? There's a boss, and then if you beat him, you unlock him. And the idea is that, here's a good point. This is where we meet Wilfred's dad, and he's obviously gone back in time to talk about the third game actually in the trilogy, which is obviously this great evil that threatens both. Well, not just it just threatens both of their worlds, but also threatens the other worlds. And they have to join forces in the third game to conquer it. Obviously, though, it's not going to be quite as simplistic as that, but that's the general theme that it's going to run down. and both sets of parties will have quite a balanced party system. So they'll all have someone that's able to heal. They'll all have a very strong, powerful character, a magical character. So there's those similarities between the two parties. Obviously, Ella will be the only one that can summon anything, which obviously gives that party a huge advantage, or seemingly so. And there's also going to be one character, which I won't say too much about at the moment, because I've not really decided what direction I'm going down with that particular character. But he will actually swap between the two, and he will sort of mentor both people. So he'll mentor Wilfred and Ella, and obviously he'll come and go as he pleases throughout the game pretty much. So he is a regular party member, but he does jump in and out quite a lot. So what I've done is basically each party has 4 characters permanent pretty much, and then one sort of rolling character between the two. And obviously sometimes the main characters will roll over between the 2 games as well, just to confuse you even more. And that way it gives you a bit of variance, and it gives you some extra characters and ones that come in and out. And they'll obviously be there for a certain purpose, for a particular boss battle or whatever's going on at the time. One of the things I have done is I've got all... I'm not sure if it's all custom music, but it's all different from the... all the music's different from the RPG Maker stock music. So that's one good thing that I've got going for it. And hopefully it all will be. There are 1 or 2 tracks in the stock music that I do really like, so whether they stay or not, I presume they might well do. And as you can see, I've used the character editor to make my 2 main characters. That may change. I may get some artwork done for those 2 pictures and things. I'm not really too sure at the moment. But at the minute, this is how it's pretty much going to look. Wolf is only dead. And so obviously you can see the summons are just going to be an animation of sorts. And Odin's massively overpowered. But there you go. I just wanted to really show off the animation there. Not hugely sure. Stupid of me. That's the perks of test play. Unfortunately, you don't get that on the demo. You don't get the choice to revive your characters when they're dead. Unfortunately, but there you go. What's going on with Wilfred's character in the beginning is that he eventually will reach a point where he's torn between having to save the kingdom and having to... all the time he's going to be learning more and more about this quest that his father was trying to achieve. And I've had like 1 or 2 comments of people being a little bit confused about the main story and about sort of what's really going on in it. And a lot of it's quite hidden. You are going to really have to think when you're playing this game, because a lot of my messages in it are quite, they do require some sort of thought in there. And a lot of it is going to be hidden. A lot of it is going to be, you're going to have to look beyond the words in a lot of it to be able to understand what's going on. And a lot of it will be sort of Wilfred dealing with this promise he made his father, and how he deals with that, and how he deals with the conflict he has between helping fulfill that and defending his kingdom as well. But then, of course, he's also going to meet the main character from number 2, and they're going to have they will obviously become close. In what full capacity yet, I've not overly decided. And they will obviously have things that bring them together either through the adversity, or for an admiration, or for a specific character in the game. Now, I am making this game purely through RPG Maker, which I know a lot of people aren't overly impressed with, but frankly I don't really have any other tools, any more cost-effective tools to be able to make it with. And in terms of the resources as well, I have very little amount of them as well. So one of the things I was thinking of doing is to put my project on Kickstarter, just to drum up a bit of support for the different graphics that I need, for royalty for some tracks that I want to put in and stuff like that, just to sort of give it a bit more, give it a bit more of an original look, and just to try to differentiate itself in that way. So that's the idea of what I'm looking for. If this has made you even more confused about my game concept, then I'm not putting it into words well enough, obviously. And I'm not really sure what else to say about this. I will be releasing the demo that you can see on your screen. This one will be released. So this only goes. This doesn't. I don't think you can go into the port. No, you can't go into port. The demo that I'll be releasing won't allow you to actually go into the port at all, because that bit I'm still working on. While all the dialogue is pretty much done from there, or the general idea of dialogue is done from there. It's part of that bit is going to be part of the main game and not part of the obviously what isn't quite linear, I suppose, opening. Because obviously it's going to become a lot more open world as you go through. Pretty much, actually, after you get the main party, it's going to go a lot more open world then. I mean, it is taking a long time for me to do. That's not that wrong. Oh, right, it's not going to let me go to the port. But regardless, hopefully, if you've had any sort of questions about the game, then that's what is in my head at the moment. It's all subject to change. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is, if you want to ask me any questions regarding it, the comments are below, so please do ask me if I've confused you, because I do feel a little bit confused myself. I know how it goes in my head, and I know how to put it down in the game, I think. Then, please don't hesitate to ask me any questions about it. If you want to know when it's going to be released or anything like that, they're questions that there's no hope in me answering at this point, because it's just so early on that there's no way I could give you an answer for anything like that. But any sort of like story related questions, if you want, anything that's made too majorly spoilery, I won't actually answer directly on there. I'll send you a message through YouTube if you want to know anything like that. Just because I don't want to give too much away, so I'm trying to be vague yet descriptive, which is quite difficult, obviously. So there you have it. If you want to know more or anything, obviously message me, comment me. If you want to see more videos on it, because I'm sure I'll be doing some RPG Maker stuff as well, then please do subscribe, like the video if you want to. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy my future videos. Goodbye.